Hi, it's Andrea Fax. I'm in Sedona, Arizona. Just show you a little bit of Bell Rock behind me. And sunset's just happening, and it's, to me, the most magical time of the day. So I wanted to talk about manifestation. You know, I think we're all aware of all these spiritual teachers that teach you to manifest, and sometimes we manifest really easily and sometimes we don't manifest so easily. And why don't we manifest so easily? Well, that's the work I do with people. So if you're sending positive thoughts and you're doing your affirmations and you're doing all this positivity and you can't manifest, you have to look at, is there a story running in the subconscious mind? And that's usually what's happening. And a lot of these spiritual teachings don't include you going into your subconscious mind. And when I say the subconscious mind, I mean past lives, inner child, womb trauma, entities as well. That's a big thing that I do, is clearing entities. But you can't just clear entities on your own. You have to look at the origin of when they've attached to you. And I have videos about entities as well, so maybe look that up. And so as we weave in a session, I weave between past lives, inner child, womb trauma, between lives, ancestral. We have to weave between all this to find the stories of your subconscious mind. And when we find those stories and we find the cell memory, the original cell memory of that story, I share with you either through regressing you in person, that's when I do regression in person, or if I'm working with you via Skype, I'm just tuning into your emotional Akashic records because I have the ability to read all timelines. So I'm looking for the origin of the cell memory. And sometimes there's many events we have to clear because then they're compounded in this lifetime. We're just repeating a pattern that keeps getting repeated. And often in our lives we see repeated patterns and we don't necessarily have the skill set in ourselves to clear it. It's very hard to be in our conscious and subconscious mind at the same time. So that's why, hold on one second, let me just press that so I can return. That's why we need assistance to go into our conscious and subconscious mind. And the more we clear things, the more empowered we are to see our own patterns, to see our own limiting beliefs, to have that deeper awareness of ourselves and clear it out so we can ascend into our multidimensional self, ascend into our authentic self. You know, when these galactic wars happened and they compromised our DNA and shut us down, and then we started to hold on to the beliefs that got often projected at us, and then we held them as if they were a truth from these other timelines, either what our parents said, our grandparents, our ancestors said, the core beliefs we had that people projected at us from past lives that are not a truth of who we are, but we've held on to them as if they are a truth. And we need to clear those out from the subconscious, and they're stored energetically in our physical body. And so I work with you to clear those out on a cell memory level. And often when I work with people, I say, how long have you been holding on to that? And they're like, oh my God, like 30 lifetimes and 25 years or 50 years in this lifetime. So, you know, it's super powerful, and you don't necessarily need to know how something works to have an experience and a healing from it. But what you do need to know is that you are not able at this point in time, and it is only this point in time, to clear that for yourself. You know, my vision is to empower people back to themselves so that, you know, eventually I'm out of a job because people are empowered back to themselves. You know, that's the process, to empower you back to yourself. So I just thought I'd make a little video about how we take our power back, and why sometimes when we listen to these affirmations that are wonderful about, you know, you can manifest anything, you can create anything. Yes, you can, as long as you don't have stories running in the subconscious mind that need clearing out. If you have stories running in the subconscious mind, it's very hard to manifest things. So you can be great at manifesting one area of your life, but not particularly very good in another area. And then a lot of spiritual people have beliefs around money and abundance. And I think that ties into past lives of spirituality where we were maybe in religious orders, so we feel that money isn't a good thing, or we feel that it's not in integrity, whereas these are just beliefs, they're not a truth. Money is neutral, and our ability to be in abundance is our divine right. You know, if you can't pay your bills and you can't feed yourself and you're not able to manifest on the very basic level of accommodation, then you're not in alignment with who you truly are. So they're the other things that I like to assist people with, because a lot of the time people don't reach out for help because they don't value this work, and they don't realize that if they do this inner work, they're going to improve their manifestation and abundance skills. So those are important things to consider and think about. So let's just have a little view at Bell Rock, and we just look how beautiful it is. So just tune into these energies, and remember, I have lots of other videos on YouTube, and I love posting on Facebook, and I have 2 pages on Facebook, and subscribe to my channel. So much love. It's Andrea Fowkes. I normally live in the UK most of the time, but I am in Sedona in Arizona a few months of the year. And again, I manifested myself here. This is my 10th year now, in 2018. And I just followed my intuition here. I didn't even know Sedona existed back in 2008 when I first came here. And I just followed one website to another, and before I knew where I was on a website for a cute little place to rent here called Dreammaker Cottage, Dreammaker Way. And Sedona, Arizona, I followed my intuition and I rented it, and that was the beginning of my 10-year journey with Sedona. I didn't even know it was a spiritual center then. I just Googled Arizona. So follow your intuition, follow your inner guidance to manifest something beyond what you're living now. If it feels not right for you, you can, read my story in other YouTube videos of how I manifested a TV show, all kinds of things that I manifested, because I used to take celebrities back to past lives on mainstream terrestrial television from 2004 to 2007 in the UK. And I manifested that, and I aligned with that within 8 seconds of thinking it and it manifesting, because it came into alignment with my own soul truth. And so it's the same for you. Once we align with something really in alignment with what we're meant to be doing, it will manifest in super quick time, because remember, time doesn't exist. Time's an illusion, and we're only working with time when we're in the 3rd dimension. So we need to have an awareness of it, but we can actually manifest outside of time. So there are so many things I'd love to share with you, and I've already shared with you in my other free videos. So much love and many blessings from Sedona, Arizona.